Hey friends, I have another fun brush pen review today. This is the Faber Castell Pitt Artist pen, the brush pens. They sent me a few of their items and I have tried these out before, so I kind of knew what to expect, but I decided to share with you what they sent me along with a little review since I have not reviewed these before. They sent me the Jewel Tones lettering brush pens, and you can see it is India ink, which means that it will be permanent. So it is waterproof, like it says. It is not water-based, so these are not going to blend very well. They are light fast, so they're really good, high quality. They are different from most other brush pens, since it is most common that brush pens are water-based. So you can see the nib. It is pretty small. It's kind of a medium nib. They also sent me the starter set for hand lettering, which is pretty cool that it's specifically for hand lettering. This little booklet is really cool. It talks about how it's a German company, but they are worldwide. It also gives a lot of tips for lettering. So it explains the basics of the thin upstrokes and thick downstrokes, gives you some ideas of typography and how the size and shape of your letters should be on the line, and then it gives you an alphabet if you wanted to practice that style. And it shows you all the colors they come in and a few different packs that they have. So that is a pretty helpful little booklet. And I'll show you what comes in this set. It is all grays and it comes with a little sharpener, which is awesome, and then a pencil. And it comes with two fine liners. One of them is pretty small, it's the S. And then the next one is a bullet size, so more like the end of a Tombow or something. It's a little bit thicker and it's 1.5. And then it comes with 5 brush pens with black and 4 different types of gray. This is the pen that I originally bought like 2 years ago, and I'm showing you the difference with the new one because my old one is very frayed and I hardly even used it, but I did use it on really bad paper. So mine is on the bottom and you can see it is not a nice point like the new one. So here I will show you, it's really hard to get thin strokes and there's a lot of fraying on the curves. So that is one thing that I do think is hard about these brush pens, is that they do fray quickly. I did use my original one on bad paper, so of course that contributed to it. Even after just having these for a short time, I can tell that the nib feels like it's going to fray quickly, even though now I am definitely only using them on nice paper. You can see that they get very different strokes because the nib is longer and it is very flexible. It is a great bounce. It almost reminds me of the Marvy Colorin brush markers because it's long and really bouncy, but it's a lot smaller. So if you just give it light pressure, you can get pretty small letters and still get thin upstrokes. And if you give it really heavy pressure, then you could get pretty big downstrokes with the high contrast of the thin upstrokes. Faber Castell is a really solid company. They have a lot of different types of pens, fine liners, watercolor pencils, brush pens. They have different sizes of brush pens even, so they have really big ones, medium ones, and then these ones are the smallest size of brush pens that they have. And these are pretty easy to find. They're not cheap, but they are definitely easier to find, at least in the US. They have these at Hobby Lobby, at Michael's, and they sell them individually too, so you could buy just the color that you wanted. They have them at Blick, and they have all different types of packs. I do wish that they had in the stores that they sold the packs of colors better so that I could buy like a pack of 10 colors or something. The packs of colors, they mostly have 4 colors in a pack, which for me, I want a lot of colors. So I'd be buying like a bunch of individual colors. And I think the pack of 4 on Amazon was like $11, and I think it was about that too at Michael's if you use the coupon. So they're definitely not cheap. I would recommend the black fine liners because they are waterproof, so to use with watercolor, and I will show you that in a little bit. Like I said, I really like the bounce of these. The ink is great ink. It is very vibrant. The black, I feel like, is a very solid black. Some of my water-based markers that are black, it's more of like a gray because it's not very pigmented. So this one for a solid black brush marker is really great. And if you have struggled with other small brush pens in the past, this could be a good option because it's a little bit longer, so it's bouncier than other small brush pens. So if you're trying to do small lettering and you have struggled with other small brush pens, you can try this one. This is also probably a good segue from small brush pens to large brush pens, since they are so much bouncier than small brush pens, but they are definitely easy to control, much easier to control than something like the Tombow dual brush pens. So I would recommend these just because they're just really solid brush pens. I know a lot of people that they're their absolute favorite brush pens, like my friend Erin from the Lettering Fern on Instagram. These are like one of her favorite brush pens. I personally like these. I wouldn't say they're my favorite, and part of that is because of the price and because I need a lot of colors. So I probably would buy these individually as just the black to get that really professional black ink, and maybe every once in a while a different color, but it is hard to get a whole pack of colors. And if your main purpose is to blend with colors, these are not for you because they don't blend. And their purpose is not to blend. Their purpose is that they are permanent, they are light fast, so they are going to be more professional. So if you are creating a piece that you're going to sell to someone, these ones are a great option because they will not fade over the years like a regular water-based brush pen would. You can use them with watercolor since they are waterproof, but I will not use the brush pens on watercolor paper because they are going to fray so quickly. So that really is definitely a drawback for me on that, but at least the fine liners would be great. You can buy just a pack of fine liners in all the different sizes if that is more what you want. Like you see I did here, as long as you let the pen dry, you can put water all over it and it doesn't bleed. So then I did this watercolor piece because sometimes when I do a whole wash and then I want to write on it with just some black ink or something, the ink will kind of spread and bleed into my watercolor. And so I wanted to see if these ones wouldn't do that since they are waterproof. So I made sure to let my watercolor dry all the way, and then I lettered right on top and it did great. It didn't bleed or make fuzzy edges. I like the difference of these two sizes. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the starter set for hand lettering. If you have tried these and you agree with my review, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. If you have a different opinion, I'd also love to hear that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and subscribe for more pen reviews, and I will see you next time.